Good afternoon and welcome to the demo from ibml. We are glad to have you all here. I hope some of you had the opportunity to visit us at the NAGARA show, where we demonstrated some of our hardware products, showing you how easy and simple it could be to digitize your documents with state-of-the-art high-volume hardware scanning and intelligent scanning from ibml itself. Uh, with our hardware, as you might have realized if you have attended our demo or not seen one, please feel free to visit our website and take a look at some of the other webinars and demos we have done. But with our hardware, it's really easy to digitize document, especially as a government records. We heard from many of you during our presentations there and our demos there that you have a lot of challenging documents, including thin documents. And we showed you how the IntelliScan Raptor, the smaller device we have, is fully capable of doing that and being able to handle smaller volumes compared to our state-of-the-art ibml Fusion scanners itself. But today, we wanted to take the time to focus a little bit more on the software side of a business. One of the challenges that each of you have after digitization is how do you access these records? And to be able to make it easily accessible, either for yourself or for the public or for other government departments, these records need to be indexed properly. And that's something we know government archivists and record keepers have always struggled with because it involved a lot of manual effort to go through sometimes books or reams of pages before you can find the right attributes to index and search for every individual record. Today, my colleague Ron is here with me. He's an expert and has spent multiple decades in the field of data capture from documents. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about how artificial intelligence is helping us make this simple for all of you. And he will not just talk to us about it, but he will show you a live demo of using AI and how simple it is to use AI in your work today so that you can not only digitize records efficiently with ibml scanners, but also use ibml software to be able to extract the relevant information, relevant metadata from all of these records and be able to index them easily so that they become easily searchable for your clients who would be government departments or the public itself. With that, and without more ado, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Ron here, the learned man. Go.
Thank you, Sushil. One of the things that has always challenged us when dealing with any kind of records, but especially old records, is being able to locate the indexes in the document. And many times, the older the document, the more difficult it is. You'll have varying types of handprint or typewriter or cursive writing. You'll be dealing with many variations of documents. And, one of the things that has always kind of been a little difficult in the automation process is being able to find that information and capture it. So especially with older documents, we found that many of them up till now had to be done 100% manually. A person would have to go through each page of the document looking for the relevant indexes, find it, and input it so that the document could be archived and retrieved. The addition of AI, however, has made the automation process a lot easier in that the documents don't have to be pristine anymore. They don't have to be beautifully computer-generated modern documents. And in fact, one of the first instances that I saw this potential unlocked with AI processing were on documents that are actually from the early 1960s. And they are going to be great examples of everything I just kind of alluded to in terms of document variations, different kinds of print, varying kinds of document quality. In other words, just the kind of challenging documents that you have to deal with on a daily basis. So I'm going to share my screen and go into the software. And let's make sure, there we go. And the platform that we're looking at is called ibml Cloud Capture. And, I'm just going to go straight into the documents to show you how this process works. So I'm going to take us into what we call the index panel. This is just a place where we review documents before being able to release them to the archive. But the other thing this particular spot in the product does is it gives you a great way of looking at these documents. So the challenge that we had from our partner was to take these old documents from the early 1960s and look through them to see if we could find the bride and groom's first, middle, and last name. And while that may not sound that challenging, the challenge came really in the middle names, because here you can see from the documents folder, top page of the document, that we have the groom's first and last name. We have the bride's first and last name. But buried somewhere in these 19 pages will be the groom's middle name and the bride's middle name, if it exists. And that is why indexing something like this is challenging. If I don't find the groom's first name, and I'm already on page 13, or excuse me, middle name, and I'm down here on page 13, 14, 15, 16, I'm churning all the way through to say, oh, here all the way on the last page, I have a bride and groom's first and middle name. And when you're doing this process manually, that could happen on each and every document. So what is the potential of AI with these type of documents? Well, the first thing that the AI will do is it will read all these pages, and it will know then to go through all these pages to find the things that we want. Middle name of the bride, middle name of the groom. And here, if we're looking through, we can see that it actually found it on this announcement card, right? And the card announces the marriage of Sheila Erlene Young. Got a nice rectangle there where the AI found it. And to John Joseph Zimmer, also a rectangle to show us that it found it. And those were the middle names. So something I didn't share is that when we're using AI, we can also ask the AI how sure of an answer it is, right? You want not just an answer, but you want a solid answer when we've asked the software to find these items. So right now, I've got the software set to only produce answers that the AI is 95% confident of. And if it isn't 95% confident, you'll see that the software will tell us that when it looks through the answers. So here on Doc 2, Edward Zitter, Margaret Fulton. We've got a middle name here for Margaret. We've got a middle name for Edward. Again, this would have been 21 pages to go through. And here for Edward and Margaret, again, all kinds of various pages. We've got mailing receipts, postcards, all kinds of stuff in this folder. Someone's got to go through it. Might as well let the AI do it. It's going to be relentless, going through every page until it finds Linnea and Jerome. Finds it at above 95% confidence, grabs that answer for us. I know a little bit earlier, I alluded a little bit to, you've already seen typewriter, but I've alluded a little bit to handprint or machine or cursive writing. So here we've got Kenneth Zitter. We've got James at AI confidence 85%. It's still extremely confident answer, very sure. But we'll take a look at where it found James here in a moment. And we have the bride here, of course, Catherine Vallone. But it finds her middle name of Marie. So right down here on page 5, a ballpoint written certificate of baptism signed and dated March 6, 1965. Again, a document that would have defied almost any automation effort to get that answer without a person finding it themselves and typing it in. Found right here on the document as Marie. And again, just want to make sure what's really kind of cool about AI is, yes, it found Marie, but the AI also had to read Catherine and Vallone to know that Marie was the middle name. So it's not just finding the middle name there, but recognizing all of that great handprint and pulling out Marie. So James, as a slightly less confident answer, 85, still a very, very strong answer, but found here as cursive writing on this visitation registration of baptism from 1965. And not to belabor that point too much, but again, really kind of neat part of that is it finds James, it finds it very confidently, and it also finds it as cursive writing. So all of that found by the AI, grab those indexes. And again, the only reason I point out an AI confidence here is that this automated step will go in, automatically index these. And if there are any answers that fall below a certain confidence or would, not follow an established rule for that index, that would be shown to an operator just like it's being shown to me, so that it can be approved or corrected. And that, I believe, the other field I didn't really point out was the date of the marriage. Again, just by telling the AI to find that, it grabbed it, of course, in each of these instances. But really kind of neat with AI processing that it finds these items. Sometimes with AI processing, you can give it additional info to help it. Those are called hints. And with this particular application, no hints were required. I simply told the AI, I want the bride's first name, and it finds it. I want the bride's middle name, it finds it. Bride's last name finds it. There is no coding or any type of technical shenanigans in the background to make that happen. It's simply telling it in an English phrase, this is what I want you to find in that document and pull back as an index. A little bit of a different use case, but one that I think will have documents that may be more common or more familiar for records and archives. And those are some legal documents. So one of the challenges with legal documents is, of course, they're long, they're wordy, they're lengthy, and there'll be a variety of things that you'll need for the index, but sometimes it could also be a summary, and that would normally require you to read the entire document and attempt to summarize it. That's one of the things that AI also does extremely well with any kind of document. So here, we'll go and take a look at some of these publicly available legal documents. The first is a consent order between the United States of America and Deutsche Bank, 10 pages, filled with legalese, whereases, and wherefores. And frankly, if you're not an attorney, this may be a really difficult read. With the assistance of AI, finding the case number, the plaintiff, the defendant, the date, all very easy. One of the things I like about showing the date is this document has one date, and it is in legalese. This 20th day of April 2017, found by the AI, and output is April 20th, 2017. And of course, can be in any format that you need it to be in for that. Even better than that, of course, the content of these 10 pages summarized in less than 50 words. There is no summary in here. If you plowed through all 10 pages, you would find that. But the summary of the document is basically right here. Federal Reserve System has issued consent order, civil money penalty for failing to establish a compliance program under the Volcker rule. And as such, easily applicable to any other legal document. Here we have a complaint. Summary of the complaint is they're seeking damages in excess of $15,000 for attorney's fees. Again, easy to get without having to go through the entire document. Here we got a 25-page consent order. And again, case number, plaintiff, defendant, summarization of the entire document. The reason the summary is so short is I told the AI, I want a summary of 50 words or less. So in this, again, a consent order resolving claims discrimination on the basis of race, national origin, etc. And as such, a wonderful, I think, application of AI for being able to do a task that used to take a lot of time and a lot of effort on the part of a person.
Hey, Ron, that looks like a really, really cool demo, and you showed all the outcomes during your demo. Just for our audience here, how difficult was it to set up this for your in your instance?
I'm really glad you asked me that, Sushil, because this has been a real game changer in terms of effort of setting these solutions up. I've been doing this for 3 decades, and it used to take a lot of time to set up a solution like this. If I go to the underpinnings of the software here, I'm going to go in and just for that marriage demo, and you can see I've worked on a lot of things. So let me scroll down to it. But here for the marriage data, my setup is I created these 7 fields. And when I say I create a field, that's all I do. I just type in the field name. And then if I need to, if the field's a little complicated, if it requires a little bit more, like you saw on the legal document demo, I would add then what we call an AI hint. And an AI hint is simply just a little phrase that will allow me to give the AI a little bit more detail on what we are looking for. So again, I got a lot of these in here. I want to find the marriage one for you, but they're really, here for marriage. I think there were no AI hints in there because these were very simple properties. But if I needed to give the AI a hint, I can just simply type in that AI hint in English to tell it what I want, and it will go out and find it.
That sounds so simple and easy, Ron, to set up. So this really means for our customers, implementing this is not a difficult task, and they should be able to get done quickly. Thanks, Ron, for the demo. I think we are almost at the end of our time here. Before I let every one of you go, to tell you that this is all not make-believe, but really real things, I want to point you to 2 things where you could go try this yourself. So this is our website, ibml.com. And if you want to try our software, everything that Ron just demonstrated in terms of AI capabilities, you can go to ibml.com, go to products, click on IBML Cloud Capture, IBML's document processing software. Come here and you'll see trial the software now. You can click on trial the software now, give your thing, and be ready to try your own documents, a few of your own documents, type your own hints as fields, and you can see the results right away. And if you're convinced, you can get back in touch with us. Or if you're already inquisitive about this and want to have a more detailed discussion on how you could use this in your organization, simply come and click on our consultant expert page and submit a form. And one of us will be in touch with you soon, and we can have a more detailed discussion and show you how we could use this in your own organizations. Thank you for being with us here today. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. Hopefully we were able to show you how AI is simplifying document processing. IBML can not only help you with digitizing your documents and making it easy to digitize really difficult documents, IBML can also help you with really being able to capture all the important metadata from those documents, be able to index those documents so that you can make it easy for your customers, your public, your government departments to be able to easily search and retrieve these documents. With that, thank you. Have a great day.